powerful, it should not be difficult for us to understand that individual can be in any state. He can, the same time, God can be can be human, can be anything, can be in these three states at the same time,
Yeah,
because he's all powerful. If he cannot be in these three states, then he is not all powerful.
exactly.
There's
All right, go ahead, Martyr.
Yeah, yeah. As I was saying, I watched your conversation with that of the correctional officer, your debate,
Mm.
and then in that debate you had lot. You talk about lot, and I also had discussion with him yesterday. And I asked him a question, but unfortunately, he was not able to answer. So I want to bring this question to your notice because I see that you also, have read a lot in Islam. So, and I want to understand which kind of Christians is the, Quran is talking about here. Because if you look at the Surah 3, which is Al Imran, verse 55, it stated that إِذِ قَالَ اللَّهُ يَا إِيشَا إِنِّي. But let me go to the English part. It says, so Allah is the one speaking here. Allah is speaking to Muhammad. Allah said, mention when Allah said, "Oh Jesus, indeed I will take you and raise you to myself and purify you from those who disbelieve and make those who follow you superior to those who disbelieve until the day of judgment, resurrection. Then to me is your return, and I will judge between you concerning that which you used to differ." So the most important part about this, what I understand, because I was trying to understand, I try my best to figure out which set here, because in the latter part of this, it says that I will said I will take you and raise you to myself and purify you. So I'm going to read the most important part now. It said, I purify you from those who disbelieve and make those who follow you superior to those who disbelieve until the day of judgment. So I want to understand which group of the people here, you know, God is talking about, the people that he said he's going to make them superior from the time Jesus was alive until the day of judgment. So who are those people? But I just want to limit it before the coming of the prophet. So who are these people? Do you actually know which group of people are this?
Yes, I do. I'm glad you asked that. So we understand that that Allah's talking to Jesus and then about his followers, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So the people who will be victorious and remain a superior over the disbelievers until the day of judgment. What group of the followers of Jesus have been dominant? What has been the dominant message of those who say they follow Jesus that you know of?
Yeah, to me, because what I know, the followers of Jesus, because this is what I tell to my scholar, because when I look at the tafsir of this, even the tafsir, they don't make this thing clear, because the tafsir I read, some of them said, even though, some Christians are follower of the Jesus, we the Muslims also are follower of the Jesus. So this Quran is talking about the Christians before that are followers of Jesus, and today we the Muslim. But my question here is, now, what about before the coming of the prophet? Because Prophet Muhammad
Exactly.
comes.
Exactly. Because it talks about before the coming of Muhammad and the time after of Muhammad, right? So this is why I asked this very simple but important question. What has been the dominant group among the followers of Jesus?
I think those are Christians to me. What I read, the
Exactly.
followers of Jesus are Christians.
Yes, and but what particular Christians? Because you have heretics who say things or whatever. What group of Christians have been dominant from then all the way up until now?
I think that those people that believe in Trinity. I think those
Exactly.
are
They
the main
believe in
ones.
the
So
right, believe in the Trinity, believe in the crucifixion and the resurrection, right?
exactly.
Those are the group of Christians that have been dominant. So if this verse is true, then the true followers of Jesus are the Trinitarian Christians who have been dominant for 2,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like, even if it not even if let's say, even it is not the those people who believe in Trinity, even it is not those people. Now, what people now is he talking about here? Now, if those people exist, because in Islam, if you are not a Muslim, you cannot go to heaven. So my question here, if in that no, those people, if they exist, who are they people? What kind of, because those people are not Muslims. So where will they go? Are they still going to heaven or not? But according to this ayah, it says that they will be superior until the day of judgment.
Exactly. So that would mean that these people would have to still exist today, and not just still exist, but be dominant above
Exactly.
all disbelievers. You know, they would have to be the majority and stuff. So this is why the Trinitarian Christians are the only group that fits this description. If it's not us, if it's not the Trinitarian Christians, then this would mean that this verse is false, and thus, you know, the Quran would be false as a result.
Yeah, this verse is very confusing. If you look at it in details, you know, it's very confusing. It really confuses me, you know, and it deepens my research into Islam. Yeah, because I cannot still understand. And I've looked at the tafsirs, but what they explain, you cannot understand it, because what they're saying is that this ayah is talking about Christians, you know, those that believe in oneness of God. But the question is, if can you still believe in oneness of a God and you are a Christian, still you are not a Muslim? Will you go to heaven or not? You will not. If you ask the scholars, they will tell you will not. So so which faction is these people now? And these people should be superior until the day of
It
judgment.
doesn't work. That's my point. Look, this is an argument. I don't know, like you've probably never seen it before, but this is an argument that we use, bro. Like I literally have this as a, hold on. Let me show you. Hold on. Just hold on a second. I literally have this as a as a topic title. Watch, look. Give me 1 second. Let me show you, man. All right, you see that?
Yeah.
I literally
Yeah.
I have it as a topic title. Allah helped the true Christians. Why? Because this verse. This is a verse that says that whoever Allah helped, whoever he made superior over the disbelievers until the day of judgment. So whoever's superior even now, who are followers of Jesus, those are the true Christians. That's us.
Because this ayah is, because it says it doesn't even, if it says in that time, but it said until, like it's a continuous process.
Yeah.
Those people will be superior until the day of judgment.
Exactly.
So I think this is something very confusing. And the other thing also I took that one I took up with Samsi, the one in Speaker's Corner. I talked to him through TikTok because I asked him this question. You know, according to the Quran, God, Allah is the first and last. And then he said, I said, but I read the Bible, though I'm still a Muslim. I read the Bible. I see also Jesus said, I am the first and the last. So I said, now, I asked him, if today I said myself, I said, I'm the first and the last, would that make me God? He said, no, you will not be God. So, but I say, if somebody claimed that in the same book that he is the first and last, and the Quran also said God is the first and last, would that make Jesus God? He said, no, that is written by Paul. Jesus never says that. But I don't understand, because I don't understand who is this Paul. Is he an eyewitness to Jesus, or he come so many years after the Jesus?
No, yeah, he's an eyewitness of Jesus. He had a personal experience with Jesus. He used to right after the crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus, when his disciples were preaching that they saw him risen and was teaching that he was Lord, Paul used to go around and try to unalive them and arrest them. So he was he was a Pharisee. And so, but then when he was on his way to go unalive more Christians, Jesus appeared to him. He had a revelation where he saw Jesus, and Jesus blinded him for a second and then had him healed. And then he started, he sent Paul to spread the gospel to non-Jews, to Gentiles. And so he became a Christian.
All right, but even not talk about that, because I once heard you talk about the other one. Is it Mark? Yeah, but you said there's a chapter in Mark which says that Jesus forgive for, I don't know, black thing. I think blind man come to Jesus and Jesus tell him that your sins are forgiven.
Yeah.
And if you look at the Quran, according to the Quran, only Allah can forgive sins. So
Yeah.
there's a correspondency in that one also. Because
Yeah.
Jesus forgives sin, and in the Quran says only Allah can forgive sins when you go to Surah 39:53.
Oh yeah, it's not just that, my friend Martyr. It's so you have the first and the last title that Jesus has, that Allah claims for himself. You have Jesus in the Bible who forgives sins, which the Bible, even the Bible and the Quran say only God can do. That's in Psalms. That's in a bunch of our scriptures that only God forgives sins. It's in the Quran too. But you also have where the Quran says that Allah is the king of the day of judgment, right? That he's the king or the owner of the day of judgment. You familiar with that? That's in Surah Fatiha. You there, Martyr? Hello. Guys, I think Jabril got him. Oh no. I think Jabril got a hold of my man's.
Yeah, I'm hearing.
You here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I also come across that as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand one aspect.
Uh-huh.
I used to listen to you. I understand one aspect where you said, many people cannot comprehend this, but me personally, I can comprehend, because when you say God is all powerful, an all powerful body or something which is all powerful, it should not be difficult for us to understand that individual can be in any state. He can, the same time, God can be human, can be anything, can be in these three states at the same time.
Yeah.
Because he's all powerful. If he cannot be in these three states, then he is not all powerful.
Exactly.
There is something he's limited to. So I understand that aspect when they say he's God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, if he wishes, because he's all powerful. Whatever we can think of, he should be able to, do that. If he cannot do these three, he cannot be in this three state, then he's not all powerful. His power is limited. Yeah, I understand that aspects.
Wow.
As well.
So you see this now, Martyr. We've had discussions before, and you like you said, you listen to me sometimes. You're in my live listening a lot. So you see this stuff. What are your thoughts ultimately on where this is taking you in your journey? Because like you said, this right here, this verse that talks about how those who are superior until the day of judgment, obviously that points to us as the Trinitarian, as the Christians, the Trinitarians. How do you go about this then in your journey with everything that you're able to see and understand, and even what Jesus claims about himself in the Bible?
Yeah, it's very confusing, because I brought it to attention of many people, but still I cannot have the sufficient answer to this question, because if you look at it, because me sometimes I just limit it to the time before prophet comes. So who are that faction of the Christian that are superior, that are dominant, even before prophet come? Because when the prophet come, they said we are also part of that faction. But now, if we say those who believe in Trinity are not that one, so which faction are these people? Are they dominant in this world today or not? That's the question I always ask.
And that would be no. The answer to that is no. You don't have any other group other than the Trinitarian Christians who are dominant. You don't.
Exactly.
So like this, it's a double-edged sword. It hurts Islam both ways, because look, if this is true, right, and Allah helped the Christians to be dominant, the followers of Jesus to be dominant, and that happens to be the Trinitarians, which obviously it is, then that would mean that Islam is false because you know what the Trinitarians believe and teach. That it's saying that what they have is true, right? That God is triune, that Jesus died for our sins, all these kind of things. That would be true. And if that's true, if that's the true message, then Islam is false because obviously Allah is not a Trinity. Jesus did not die by crucifixion and all this kind of stuff. He didn't rise from the dead. All of that, it rejects that. So then that would mean Islam would be false if Trinitarian Christianity is true. Now, if Trinitarian Christianity is false, right? If they're not the dominant group, or they're not the group that Allah is talking about in the Quran, then that would mean that the Quran here, Allah failed. He failed to make whatever group he was talking about dominant for until the day of resurrection, because it's the Trinitarians who are dominant, and the Trinitarians have been dominant forever. Whoever this other group is, they don't even exist. If there's another group, let's say it's the Unitarian Christians. Let's say it's the Christians that deny the Trinity, but it's them. They still believe in the crucifixion. They still believe, Jesus is the Son of God. Just in a lesser sense, all this kind of stuff. But they're not dominant. They're not the dominant. So again, it would show that Islam is false because Allah failed to keep His promise. So it hurts.
But even it is the Unitarian Christians. But if you look at the teachings of the Islam, you will find out that even the Unitarian Christians will not make to heaven. So
exactly
that means so it's still, this ayah still doesn't apply to them again.
Yep.
So it's a very confusing point.
It's a double-edged sword, Martyr. It destroys Islam both ways. This is why I use this argument. Because both ways, whatever way you go with this, it doesn't work for Islam. Whatever way you go.
All right. It's been an interesting conversation.
Keep studying, man. Keep studying. Keep reading that Bible. Keep comparing, man. And it sounds like you're on an interesting journey. I'll tell you that. So I'm praying for you. I pray for you in your journey, and that God guides you to the truth, so that you won't be confused anymore, man. The truth is Christ. I'm telling you, man. Come join the right side, man. Come on, man.
And other things also I want to understand, like if you look at because I try to understand, I try to correlate things, like to have a wider understanding of this, because if you look at starting from Moses, you come to Jesus Christ, so they all come with their laws, but their laws, the other one, if you look at Christianity, I think it comes to expand the laws the Moses left behind, even though there is maybe some words may be contradictory, but what is really matters to me, like if you look at the laws in Islam, like when you talk about slavery, and treatment of those things are very stressful. But the most important thing, that's what is abrogation. I can't still comprehend when it comes to abrogation, because what I understand in the Bible, most of the Muslims call contradiction. But if the same thing happens in the Quran, people term it as abrogation. So when you say abrogation, it simply mean, then God is not all-knowing, because he first bring out a law, and later he changed that law. Like, let's say, initially Muslim used to pray to face Jerusalem, and then later on he said turn towards Mecca. So it's, to me, it was like he did not know before that praying towards Mecca is best for us before. That's why he first ordered us to pray towards Jerusalem. But later he realized that let them pray towards Mecca. But when I asked, they said, this is not contradiction, this is abrogation. So if it is abrogation, so that means the first one he did not know. So why it doesn't come at the beginning? Let's just face Mecca instead of face Jerusalem.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, man. I've read this stuff before, and like that little stuff, is like wow, that doesn't make sense. Why not just do it, this way? But I never saw that was strong enough to be like, to just be an argument that's like, oh, Islam is false because of that. But it is a point that kind of shows the inconsistency. You know what I'm saying? Like it does point to that. Abrogation, man, it's a silly concept. It is a silly concept, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Very interesting.
Yeah. I can't wait to see where you're at a few weeks from now. I can't wait to see where your head is. I'm very interested where you're going, man.
I'm just reading, making research as well.
Well, you keep up the good work, man. Keep reading, and you got a lot of people praying for you, man, on this side. So may God guide you. Okay.
Thank you, man.
All right. You take care of yourself. Thanks for coming up.